Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Cece, and on this channel I'm sharing my love to movement and flexibility training, and today I'm giving you a middle split follow along session. It's gonna run for 30 minutes and you can do it in your house, at the gym, wherever you have space. This session will give your hips a party they will never forget. We'll be lengthening and strengthening our split, so don't get surprised if you get a sweat on. Shift your weight to the right, and we're gonna go into some hip rotation. So lift the left knee, bring it out to the side, and then internally rotate the hip to bring the knee down to meet the other one. So you wanna challenge the rotation here, so you want to move the knee as far out as you can before you allow that internal rotation. So lift, pull it out, and then internally rotate. We're gonna go the opposite way now, so now you're gonna lift the knee and then reverse, go back without starting to arch in your back. So you will feel a squeeze in that hamstring and glute as the leg travels just slightly behind the other knee. It is a challenge for the balance as well, so keep that standing leg strong and look at the points slightly in front of you to help keeping that balance. And then we're gonna go into some hip swings, so swinging the leg forward and back. This should be quite relaxed and just let the momentum swing the leg forward and backwards. Lovely, let's go on the second side. So now find a weight on the other leg. We're gonna start lifting the knee again. Bring that knee out as far as you can to the side before you start internally rotate the hips. And I want to try to keep the hips really squared here, so you can even place the hand on the hip of the standing leg and pull it back slightly, so you make sure that both hips are keeping direction forward through those whole rotations. Here you get a bit of a side view, so I'm bringing the leg out and then internally rotating, so the knee ends up just slightly behind the other knee and I feel that squeeze in my glute. And then reverse, and now we're going back, no arching. Then rotate as much as you can to the side before you let the knee come forward, and continue those circles. One last circle before we're going into the leg swings. So relax in the leg, let it swing forward. Oh shit, I kicked assistant Gatsby. He was just checking my form and here I go kicking him. I'm so sorry. So be careful if you have dogs or kids or anything around, so you don't kick them in the face. Back to the swings, guys. Next up, horse stance. So we're gonna move the feet out 5 steps, starting with it together, moving toes out, toes, heels, and then toes. From here, we're gonna squat low, so bring the hips down to about knee levels and push up to standing. So we wanna try to keep the torso upright here, bringing the shoulders as close over the hips as possible. As we squat down, we also think about the knees going out over the toes, but also pull the knees back, almost so they're going back behind you. You can have the arms reaching forward, which helps you to lift that chest. Gatsby's sitting here giving some encouragement for me to sit down low in that position. We're gonna start moving a little bit from side to side. A little bit more weight into the right leg and then to the left. Keep reaching forward with your hands. Then stop still, Start lifting one heel off the floor, so lift your left heel and come up onto the toes. Sorry, Gatsby is blocking the view, but I have my heel lifted and I'm bouncing up and down with the hips. A few more, and then we're gonna hold and go into our second side. So now lift the right heel off the floor, high up onto your toes. Keep pulsing low and breathe. A few more pulses here, and then we're gonna stay low and hold. Arms out to the side, hold, hold, hold. Stretch through the knees and then sit down low. You can push out with your underarms. We're gonna push a little bit extra into that left side. Use the hand. Then flow over to the other side, so really push that leg out a little bit further with your right arm and lean over towards the left. We're gonna transition into some frog oats, so we're gonna move the feet in slightly and then squat down, place your elbows by the knees and push them out, hands together, and then we're gonna move the hips up and down, so we're not fully extending the knees but staying in that mid-range. A little Gatsby baby. So up and down with the hips, get your chest up forward as you squat down. It's gonna burn. I'm gonna show from the side, so keep going up and down, although I'm swapping position. So up and down, up and down. Try to keep the back as flat as possible. Low on the hips, so see how I'm not going all the way up or not either all the way down, so staying in that mid-range. We've picked up the speed, so now we're moving in less range but a bit faster. Up and down, up and down. I know it's burning, but keep going a little bit more. We're almost there, and hold and reach your arms long. Try to keep the hips at knee level. And come out, shake out the legs. Thanks Gatsby for your endless support. Good coaching. For this one, it can be good to have some extra support under the knee. One leg is gonna be out to the side with the toes pointing forward. Then reach your arms long, and you're gonna shoot the hips back, extending the spine, and then come back up to center. So at the top, you wanna extend those hips. So move down and back, slow and controlled, and shoot the hips forward. So the hips will shoot as far back as you can, but without sitting back onto the heel. So stop just before and then bring yourself up to extended hips. So here you can see a couple of reps from the side. So notice how I shoot my hips far back and try to maintain a flat back. We're gonna do one more, and on this one we're gonna stay down and hold. So hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back up. And we're gonna transition into fragons. So point your toes out to the side but keep your hips square. Then we're gonna bend into that left knee and then straighten by pushing the left foot into the floor. So flow here between the bent and the straight position in the knee. Try to keep those hips squared and also the torso upright. It can help to extend those arms out in front of you. Fabulous. Keep going deep into your fragon position. So think about externally rotate in that hip. So push the knee out over the toes. You can use the hand as a bit of feedback and support. The other hand can be on the hip to push the hip back into squared. Now we're gonna stay down. So stay low into your fragon position. You can reach your arms out if you want to. Hold here and breathe. Maybe you can sink a little bit lower. Try to relax. Keep drawing that bent left knee out and back. Shoulders staying as much over the hips as possible. And slowly we're gonna start to come up. We're gonna move into leg raises, so place the hands under the shoulder, hips are stacked over the knee. And then we're gonna lift the foot, so we're gonna push the hands firmly into the floor. Foot is in line with the hip, and so we lift and lower, up and down. Lift, make sure you place down and you're not dropping. You can also work with a bent knee, it's a little bit lighter, so pick your poison. Here you see a side view, so I want to have that foot right in line with the hip, not behind. Lift, lower, up, down. Keep going, guys. Push those hands into the floor, lift as high as you can. One more rep, and then we're just gonna stay on top. Gatsby comes to say it's time for some kicks, so we're gonna bend and stretch in the knee 10 times. This is the third. Keep going, keep that knee up at the same level, kick the leg out. After this, we're gonna go into a hold. So last one now. Stay out and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Okay, we're not done. Obviously, we have a second side to do, so get ready. We are gonna scooch over to the left, so we can extend the right leg out to the side. We're gonna start with our single leg dynamic frog. So toes are gonna start pointing forward, and we're gonna reach our hips far back with our arms extended above the head. So hips go back, then come up again, stretch out the hips at the top, moving up and down with control. Glutes are never touching the heel, so we stop right before we come back onto the heel. Lower and extend up at the top. Squeeze the glute at the top to extend the hips. Arms reaching long, try to keep that spine super extended. One more rep, and then we're gonna go into our hold. So hips are shooting back. Extend arms and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly come back up. Awesome. Okay, Fragan time. So toes turn out to the side. Square up those hips. Squeeze the glutes so you can extend the hips. And then lean into that knee. Push into the floor to come back up. Again, make sure that knee is pushing out to the side, almost towards the back, so you're really rotating in the hip. Arms can be extended forward. Try to keep your shoulders stacked over the hips. Maybe you want to add some ballet flavor to the Fragan, so go with arm to second, maybe up to fifth. Have a little play. You can make sure the knee is not falling in by placing the hand on the inside of the knee. Check your hips, are they squared? On the next rep, we're gonna stay low. So stay here, maybe reach your arms forward, but you can keep them on the legs if you want to as well. Make sure you're not leaning forward, but push the hips forward. Squeeze those glutes at the top. extend the hips long. Shoulders are over the hips. You can use the arm to push out. One hand on the hip, one hand on the knee. Can you sink a little bit lower? Hold here. And we're gonna start resetting up to the top. Place your hands down into the floor. We're gonna go into our leg raises. So make sure the foot is in line with the hip. Hands are pushing down into the floor. They are stacked under the shoulders. And we start lifting and lower, up and down. Make sure all the movements are controlled. We're not dropping down, we are placing down. You can also work with that bent knee. The pissing dog, as it's called. And the side view. So lift up and then place down. We have 3 more to go. Lift up and lower. Now lift it up and we go into those kicks. So up to the top and then bend, stretch, bend, extend. Gonna do 10 here as well. Keep going, kick it. Try to keep the knee up at the top level. Kick it out, kick it out. And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and come down. That's it, I'm tapping out, I'm done, I'm dead, as we say in Swedish, I'm finished as an artist. Okay, I'm back from the dead. Let's continue, let's do some frogos. So here again, can be nice to have some support for the knees, make it soft and comfortable. So place the knees onto those pads or pillows, slide the knees out as far as you can. We are starting in a passive frog, so I want you to get as comfortable as possible. So try to relax, use the breath. Hot tip. The breathing helps your body to relax, give oxygen out to your body parts. So use that long breaths in. For example, 4 seconds, hold 1 second at the top and then breathe out for 4 to 5 seconds. And as you breathe out, maybe you can relax even a little bit more. I'm gonna give you a side view and start to get ready for some isometric contraction. So now we're gonna get more active. We are gonna work with pushing the knees into the floor or into the pillows. So we're gonna start a bit more light. So I want you to start pushing the knees into the floor just lightly, so you feel the insides getting a bit more active. Then we're gonna ramp it up to about 40% of our max. So we're under halfway, but still a quite firm push into the floor. We're gonna go up to 60. So over half, then up to 80. And now I want you to push down into the floor as much as you can, 100%. So push for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Try now instead to lift your heels off the floor. They won't lift, but try to get them off the floor, which will make your hips sink closer to the mat. And then relax. Relax. And try to see if you from here can slide your knees out a little bit further. Scooch them out and try to relax. Now you don't need to tense anything, but make the position, your frog, as passive as possible. Maybe try to breathe again if you stop doing that. You know what? Let's do this isometric situation one more time. So we're gonna start light, pushing the knees into the floor just about 20%. And then we're gonna ramp it up to about 40%, so really feel how those insides are getting super active and stretched. And then we're gonna go up over 50, so now we're at 60% of our max pressure. We're then gonna take it up to 80%, so now it's a really good pressure into the floor. We're gonna go up to our max. Max out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then relax for a second and then try to lift the knees off the floor. So now you feel those glutes really squeezed. Try to lift the knees off. Maybe you slide a little bit deeper into the position. Lift, 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 and relax. We have one more thing to do here in our frog. We're gonna lift the heel off the floor, both heels. So we're gonna lift and lower, lift, place down. Nice. Go up and down. Doesn't need to lift much, just a couple of centimeters. So up and down. Keep going. Lift and lower, up, place down. Good job, guys. Keep going. A few more repetitions. Last one, and we're gonna stay up now. So hold up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep lifting. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. We are gonna end this frog complex with a passive hold. I'm gonna hold this for 30 seconds. So get ready, get yourself relaxed, passive as possible. Enjoy the ride, have fun, make the most out of it. We're almost there now, and I won't make you do any more frogs today. I promise. So breathe. Don't hold your breath. We're almost there now. And as we start getting out of the position now, make sure you do it very, very slow. No quick movements. Let the body adjust. Good job. And then turn around, sit down on your butts. Let the knees just fall from one side to the other a few times. Next up, tailor stretch. So jump up so you sit right up with your glutes against a wall. If you don't have wall space, that's fine, then just sit anywhere, but feet together and pull them back towards your hips. So the wall will help you to not fall into a curve with your back, but to straighten out that back and sit right on top of your sit bones. And from here, try to relax as much as possible. So let those knees fall heavy down towards the floor. Try to relax your hip flexors. A lot of time we sit and like tense a little bit in our hip flexors without knowing, even feeling it. So just think about those hip flexors and relax. I'm trying to entertain the puppy a little bit here. He's getting a bit bored. He's like, I have the most perfect hips, so I don't even need to do this stretch. Okay, we are gonna push into our right knee and then lean over to the left. So now we're giving a little bit more love to that right side by giving it a little push so the knee can come a little bit closer towards the floor. And make sure you're still breathing here, giving oxygen to your muscles and help with the relaxation. We are gonna go into a side bend, so reach the arm out long and then overhead. Make sure that your arm is in line with your ear. So you're not leaning the arm in front of your face, but over and out. Now we're gonna come over to the other side, so push your hand into that left knee and lean over to the right. Just try to relax in your neck here as well. Even if it's not necessarily our neck we're stretching or focusing on today, relaxing in the whole body helps us to find that passiveness in that area we are actually trying to stretch and get more flexibility into. Then reach your arm over, remember in line with the ear and not in front of your face. Gatsby's doing his own thing, going a little cray-cray. And then slowly start coming back into the center. You can use your hands if you wanted to push both knees a little bit closer down towards the floor. One last little push before we moving on to a more active exercise. Oh yes, we're getting close to the finale. Yes, so well done hanging in there so far. We're gonna get up on our feet now into some active stuff. So walk your feet out to a wide split position standing, so not your full split. We're gonna do 3 holds for 20 seconds. That first 20 seconds should be so you're managing to hold a conversation. Whoops! A little wiggle. And that second hold should be really damn hard. And the last one should be like death. So now we're in our first hold. Hold your arms where you feel strong. In this position, I'm actually not just standing, I'm actually pushing my feet into the floor. So like the inside thighs wants to meet. Now we're gonna scooch out a little bit wider into the second hold. Remember, this should be hard. I actually put my hands on my thighs and push them down, which can help a little bit. Or if you're feeling strong still, you can keep the arms out. Also try to have your shoulders over the hips. And I use this yoga wheel now for a little bit of support. We're going into the third one, so now it's deep. This is hard. So I'm trying to use that yoga wheel as little as possible. This is where you can have a chair or some blocks, whatever you can have a little bit of support on. I'm trying to just hold with one hand. So as much support as you need to, but also the little as possible. Now come out of the position. Sit down and rest for a little bit. You're gonna get 2 minutes of rest. And then we're gonna go again, a second round. And of course, Assistant Gatsby wanted to take the opportunity to get some time in the spotlight, so he asked me to put together some photos of him. Here he is. Hope you enjoyed your little break. Let's go back into work, and I decided let's go for 30 seconds this time. So get ready for your first set. Walk those feet out. Push the feet into the floor, but remember, with this intensity you should be able to hold a conversation, so not too far out. Also notice that my toes are pointing forward, but you can have the toes pointing outwards as well, whatever feels strongest for you. Also, if you feel a bit of tightness in the knees, it can help to have those toes out. And get ready for that second set, so slide the feet out. Remember, we're doing 30 seconds now, so it's longer. You see, I keep my hands on my hips, so I push the hands into the hips, gives a bit of support. But have that support in front of you as well, whether it's a chair or something else for that last set. Keep pushing the feet into the floor, active inside thighs. And breathe. Okay, last set now, last 30 seconds. Get deep. This should be so challenging. Like, you should not be able to stand much longer when those 30 seconds are finished. Hang in there, you can do it. If there's a will, there's a way, guys. Almost there. Push into the floor. And come down, either slide down onto your bums, or if you can walk your feet in as well. Awesome job. We're gonna go into a passive split now. So the grand finale. Let's go down on the floor again. Use your blocks here. They are gonna be your support. Because this position, our mid-split position, should be as passive as possible. So that's why I want you to use support here, whether that's a block or something else that you can scooch in under the legs. So you probably need to fiddle around for a little bit to find where you need to place those blocks to get enough support, but still a stretch that you can hold for 2 minutes now. So you can turn them around, giving them different levels. You can also change the position of the blocks throughout the stretch in case you find a position and then you get more relaxation there and you want to increase the stretch. You can also, like I did now, place my shoulders over the hips. That can also increase the stretch. But if you need to, you can have more support of your upper body down towards the floor. Here I've got rid of the blocks, so like I said, maybe you can move them around, get deeper in the stretch throughout. Here's a little side view. Breathe. Don't try to hold your breath. That will not help you at all in this situation. So try to breathe through the pain. Maybe put on some good music. Maybe not like crazy metal rock, but maybe some Mozart. Did I even pronounce it right? Mozart. Here I place my blocks under my feet instead, which has me working towards a oversplit. So this is for you guys who already have a lot of flexibility in your mid split and want to take it to the next level. Then stack those blocks, not blocks, under your feet instead. And here again, a little side view, trying to keep my shoulders over my hip with as little support as possible, so you can play around. Just keep that breathing going and see if you can slide a little deeper for the last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come out of the position. Don't shock the body, so take it nice and slow. Well done, you are finished. Thanks for joining me. Loosen up those hips a little with the knees falling from side to side. Awesome job, guys. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends and family, and remember also to subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And please keep spreading those legs front to side, all the directions. I have a front split session that you can try out as well. Just head over to my videos. Until next time, stay flexible.